I just got to explore a virtual world created for musicians and their fans, and it was so cool. It's called Meloscene.
A remote virtual studio where people who are creative can go in and work on projects together face-to-face with people from around the world.
I see the drum kit.
Yep.
I see a keyboard. I'm assuming that's like a MIDI or a controller keyboard. But I see some synthesizers on it, a little bit of like modular synthesizer going on. Your rack maybe at the top.
In a matter of seconds, I was transported into a studio designed for producers.
I'm just kind of turning around to see the whole space. So there's a loft space above me, a really cool chair over here. And the brick is really neat as well. It's tricking my brain into making me feel that I'm in an actual working studio.
Yes,
and it is an actual working studio, it's just in the virtual world.
And it's actually a byproduct we discovered is it's faster and more efficient than a regular studio.
Yes, there are some virtual instruments, but founder Chad Gerber tells me many musicians will be playing their own.
You can bring in real instruments, you can bring in real studio gear, so it's not virtual stuff, it's actual real things, orchestral, whatever. You can bring it in, it's very simple, and then you can actually work on sessions together. You can score a movie in there while the director could be in Tokyo, you could be in LA. You can all work together in these spaces with ultra low latency. And then everything stays on your own system, and your files that you're working with are completely lossless, pro-grade audio quality.
I was talking to somebody about this, and I mentioned, doing this without latency, and they're like, impossible.
Yep, everybody says it's impossible. Well, we somehow figured it out. I always tell people it's more like, did David Copperfield make the Statue of Liberty disappear, or did it just look like he made it disappear? Which one means more to the viewer? There is still latency, but we just reduced it so low that you do not know that there is latency.
Latency so low that it's unnoticeable is very important in live music. And Chad tells me that's another way Meloscene will be used.
Music has become so fragmented through streaming that in order to reach your fan base, you would have to tour 365 days a year to 12 people in every country, where it used to be consolidated. So this allows for fans to come in from anywhere to be a part of what you're doing.
Chad says Meloscene could also be used to teach music lessons, score a film, or simply get inspired.
I am outside. So I teleported all the way out to the balcony.
Congratulations.
It's raining a little bit out, which is how I like to write music, is when it's raining.
If you turn it up, you can hear the rain when you go outside.
The view outside of the virtual windows is beautiful.
Thank you.
I can see the Eiffel Tower right over there. I can see a beautiful cityscape, but also some plants and trees.
If you look off in the distance, you can see a cluster of buildings. That is actually another location for another studio within the build. So you'll have multiple locations in this sort of like virtual futuristic world.
I'm very inspired by what I see and what's around me, the space. So sometimes just going to a different place to write a song will spark that creativity. So I could see where this would really help spark some creativity, as well as getting a chance to meet other people in the space.
Exactly.
But yeah, I feel like I could write a song in here for sure.
What I found was that the rain is probably the most important element, because it kind of helps the subconscious to relax.
Here we are inundated with so many lights and sounds, and there's a lot going on at CES. But in here, I definitely felt like I was more focused. It played a trick on me. I felt like it was quieter.
Yeah.
Even though I would have been hearing the same thing here.
I'm glad that you noticed that. Because I worked tirelessly on trying to capture that element of when we're creating music in a space that we like. And as long as we're sort of like in that mode, we don't notice the world anymore.
Right.
And so that was what I wanted to capture.
This is just one of the technologies being developed for musicians. There's a lot of focus on bringing musicians and fans together in a virtual world. Let me know in the comments what you would want out of a VR concert experience. And be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the future of music and AI technology.